Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum dear students. Hope you all are fine and enjoying your online classes. Students, we are going to learn our new topic from Muslim rule in the subcontinent, which is the Delhi Sultanate, from our social study book 4, and you have to open your page number 77. Students, let's discuss our objectives first. Students, you will be able to describe Muslim invasions from the northwest. Students, you will be able to describe the Delhi Sultanate. Students, in our previous lesson, as we have discussed about the Muslim rule in the subcontinent and how Muslim rule starts after the arrival of Muhammad bin Qasim in 712. Students, in today's lesson we will learn about the Mahmud of Ghazni, who was the first to attack, but he did not stay in India. Students, he invaded from the northwest, which is now in Afghanistan. He invaded 17 times and he is famous for destroying the famous temple at Somnath in Gujarat. After Mahmud of Ghazni, another ruler from the Afghan state of Ghor, Muhammad Ghori, invaded India in 1192 CE and made Delhi his capital. Muhammad Ghori returned back to Afghanistan and left his trusted and capable general Qutbuddin Aibak as governor. He later became the ruler in 1206 CE and set up the Delhi Sultanate. He was succeeded by Al-Tutmish, who was a slave and the son-in-law of Qutbuddin Aibak. Later, his daughter Razia Sultana proved to be a better ruler than her brothers, but the nobles in her court plotted against her to depose her. It was during this time that the Mongols, who were a nomadic tribe and under a very strong ruler, Genghis Khan, plundered and looted, and were able to conquer many neighboring countries. The strongest of all the kings of the Delhi Sultanate was Balban. He ruled from 1246 CE to 1287 CE. Students, the Mongols under Genghis Khan tried to attack India at that time. Balban, who was also a capable general, had built many forts along the routes. He also had trained soldiers to stop the invading army. Balban ruled for 41 years, followed by the Khiljis. India at that time was not ruled by the competent kings or good generals. The most important ruler was Alauddin Khilji, which was from 1290 CE to 1320 CE. Students, now it's time to read our text from our textbook page number 77. As you can see at the top of the page that by the 10th and 11th centuries there was a mixture of peoples, languages and cultures in the subcontinent. Arabic, Persians, Turkish and Indians. By the end of the 11th century, Muslim rule was firmly established all over this area. So students, as you can see that the first in 10th and 11th century there was a mixture. There was different kind of people from Arabia, from Persian and Turkish, etc. But in the 11th century, Muslim rule was firmly established. So who was the first ruler? Mahmud, the ruler of Ghazni in Afghanistan, was among the early Muslim invaders from the northwest, now Afghanistan. He attacked India many times. How many times? We have discussed in video 17 times, and destroyed a famous temple of Somnath. However, he did not set up his government in this region but returned to Ghazni with the treasures he had captured. Mahmud ruled from 997 to 1030. Students, as you can see the picture of Somnath temple, that is the picture of Somnath temple. That was a very famous and precious temple of Hindus. Students, now our next topic and our next paragraph starts from the Delhi Sultanate. Now we will learn about the Delhi Sultanate. All of northern India up to Bengal was conquered by the Afghan ruler of Ghor, Muhammad Ghori. The ruler was from Ghor and the name of the ruler was Ghori, and in 1192. He made Delhi the capital of his kingdom. Ghori was followed by a long line of Muslim rulers. Students, as you can see, after the Ghori, there was a long line of different Muslim rulers, and we will learn about them. The first of these was his general Qutbuddin Aibak, who was formed the Delhi Sultanate in 1206. Among its ruler was Al-Tutmish and his brilliant daughter Razia Sultana. Students, we have discussed in video that Razia Sultana was more powerful and strongest, in fact, from his brothers. The strongest of the Delhi kings was Baban, who ruled from 1246 to 1287. He was also a clever and capable general, and he saved the subcontinent from the attacks of the Mongols, led by the famous Genghis Khan. Mongols were the attackers, and who was their leader? There was a Genghis Khan at that time, and stationed his troops there to stop Mongols from advancing. Students, Balban built strong forts along the routes and stationed his troops there to stop the Mongols from advancing. So it was the Balban who stopped Genghis Khan by building some forts. Students, towards the end of the 30th century, the Khilji came to power and ruled from 1290 to 1320. Their most well-known ruler was Alauddin. They were followed by the Tughlaqs 1321 to 98, the Sayyids 1414 to 51, and the Lodhis 1451 to 1526. So students, these are all the dates and names of the rulers after Muhammad Ghori in Delhi Sultanate. And as you can see in the pictures, the oldest surviving mosque at Mansoura, the temple of Somnath, Mahmud's tomb in Ghazni, a tomb in Lodhi's garden, Delhi. Students, that was all about today's lesson. I hope you enjoyed knowing the name of different rulers in Delhi Sultanate, and you will read at home. You can further research on internet